Hello, this is UzReport World News. With me, Avasan Haydarov. The headlines. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev bolsters Uzbek youth innovative ideas. New UK coronavirus variant has no trace in Uzbekistan, says rector of the Tashkent Medical Academy. Sardoba Reservoir case will be held behind closed doors. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev called the Uzbek youth a source of energy, the greatest wealth, the priceless treasure of Uzbekistan. On Friday, as part of his visit to the Youth Forum in Tashkent, he promised to organize professional and business training for unemployed youth. Details of the meeting in our next report.
Mirziyoyev urged entrepreneurs to assist the youth in building their business. If this concept is realized, at least 500,000 young people could be provided with work already next year. The president announced the creation of youth small industrial zones in the regions based on the existing experience of free economic zones, where business projects of young people would be placed. A special fund will be created under the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Trade to finance innovative ideas and projects of youth, for which it will receive $100 million. These funds are said to be channeled towards the implementation of youth projects at low interest rates and on favorable terms. Roughly $45 million will be spent to the development of business skills of youth and around $10 million of loans to support youth entrepreneurship projects across the country. A serious obstacle that our young men and women face today is the employment. Therefore, the government is instructed to provide benefits to employers during the probationary period of young professionals, Mirziyoyev said. Another priority task is to support children from families in need of social protection, provide housing for young families, as well as to take measures to prevent family quarrels and thereby reduce divorces. Another priority task is to support children from families in need of social protection, provide housing for young families, as well as to take measures to prevent family quarrels and thereby reduce divorces. Mirziyoyev urged youth to master modern science and high technologies and promised to create all opportunities for this. The best innovative and startup projects of youth can get $5 million worth funding starting next year. Modern training centers with in-depth study of information technologies will be established in more than 100 cities and districts of the country. Moreover, the government is intending to reimburse up to 50% of the cost of obtaining international IT certificates. 300,000 young people will enjoy free computer programming courses. Some 200 applicants who got the highest score in the entrance exams will enjoy a special presidential grant throughout the education period. Families with 2 or more children studying at the university on a fee basis will be provided with preferential educational loans. I'm convinced that access to such opportunities and benefits will be granted primarily to those who are ready to build the foundation of a new renaissance, said Mirziyoyev. Working with the youth should be the main task for all of us. It is time for every mayor, every minister to ask the question, what have I done for the youth today? What else can I do for our children tomorrow? And this work should become an integral part of their daily activities, Mirziyoyev concluded.
Italy has expressed its strong support of Uzbekistan's accession to the World Trade Organization, the press service of the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Trade of Uzbekistan said on Friday.
Deputy Prime Minister of Uzbekistan, Minister of Investment Sardor Murzakov and the newly appointed Ambassador of Italy to Uzbekistan, Agostino Pinna, discussed bilateral partnership in the investment, trade, economic and cultural and humanitarian spheres. According to the information, Italy confirmed its readiness to continue rendering assistance to Uzbekistan in obtaining the status of a beneficiary country of the General System of Preferences, which will allow duty-free export of more than 6,000 commodity items to the European Union countries, as well as signing an enhanced partnership and cooperation agreement with the EU. In addition, proposals were voiced and further actions were identified to sign an agreement on cooperation between the Samarkand region of Uzbekistan and the Lombardy region of the Italian for further development of the inter-regional partnership.
Uzbekistan's Ministry of Energy has announced the launch of the third solar photovoltaic PPP project. The move is in line with its concept note for ensuring electricity supply in Uzbekistan in 2020-2030 and its large-scale renewable energy strategy program in the first quarter of 2021.
The project is part of the 1GW Solar Program mandate of International Finance Corporation. The scheme is anticipated to consist of 3 lots with a total capacity of 500 MW to be tendered out for the private partners under DFBOM model. One of the lots will also include a battery storage component. Minister of Energy of Uzbekistan Alisher Sultanov said following the success of Uzbek Solar 1 and high interest in Uzbek Solar 2, we're happy to announce that the start of this new project is planned for the February 2021, which shows that we're firmly on our way to new, sustainable, clean and diversified energy production in Uzbekistan.
Uzbek healthcare system workers have warned of irreversible consequences if people continue neglecting current quarantine regime. The physicians brought forward dire world statistics on COVID-19 cases during the regular session of the International Press Club. Over 80 million infected and 1.7 million are dead, according to the worldometers.info. That must everyone make reconsider the implications of this deadly disease. Uzbek government's immediate response has helped to curb the ravaging coronavirus in the republic. In 2020, the Ministry of Health has received $1.4 billion, where $333 million of this amount was allocated to a special anti-crisis fund on combating COVID-19. By introducing quarantine measures, we were tasked to purchase necessary medical equipment that has amounted to $110 million. Nurmat Atabekov, Uzbekistan's chief epidemiologist, says that the government has taken immediate measures to restrict passengers entering from the most affected regions. The United Kingdom, Germany, Denmark, Netherlands, Austria, Australia, South Africa are red zone countries that are included in the no travel list. We have also restricted the arrivals of Uzbek citizens residing in those countries. We should always remember that this disease has been brought from abroad and spread in the country rapidly, so it makes us stay alert and be vigilant all the time. The fast-spreading UK coronavirus variant that has been blitzing children first has not been found in Uzbekistan. This information is reliable, says Alisher Satmonov, rector of the Tashkent Medical Academy. The Uzbek government has taken all necessary measures against the second wave of epidemic. If each of us strictly follows all the hygienic rules, we will avoid this disease for sure. Even if it manages to infiltrate, we will be able to tackle and stop spreading it among the people. In September-December of this year, we have already proved this to the whole world. I think that if we work in such harmony, we will not allow the development of this disease, said Shadmonov. According to the former health minister, Central Asia's most populous country is ready to prevent the new strain of the coronavirus from entering. In particular, the country has already tightened restrictive measures on its air, railway and land borders. Uzbekistan also has an intention to purchase one of 3 vaccines developed by Indian scholars. This was announced by Ambassador of India to Uzbekistan Manish Prabhat. The Indian Council of Medical Research is working on 3 vaccines now. The first vaccine created by Bharat Biotech is in the 3rd phase of clinical trials. Vaccines designed by Serum Institute and Zydus Cadila are in their 2nd phase of trials. The Ministry of Innovative Development invites volunteers to participate in the 3rd phase of clinical trials of a Chinese coronavirus vaccine. The trial participants must be Tashkent residents who will receive 3 doses of vaccine or placebo and be under medical supervision for whole coming year. Any side effects associated with the trial are insured. Each stage of the testing process is carried out in accordance with the international standards, the ministry said in a statement. Around 400 volunteers have received the Chinese vaccine against COVID-19 in Uzbekistan so far. The Association of Cooking Oil Producers of Uzbekistan convened a briefing on rapid growth of oil prices in the country. According to Sevara Mominova, head of Department of Uz-Yoğmoy-Sanaat, the raw material import has significantly affected the cost of the end product. Over 200 small and large oil fat enterprises throughout the Republic produce over 60 types of products, including cottonseed oil. At the auctions held from December 7th to 13th, the price for a liter of cottonseed oil was 11,700 soums. Many people believe that Uzbek products contain palm oil. Based on the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers, we have developed technical regulations to check presence or absence fatty acids of cooking oil. Uzbekistan annually imports about 170 to 190,000 tons of vegetable oil. The cost of locally produced products is unreasonably high.
Uni tarkibi to'g'risida gap yuritadigan
The
bo'lsak,
price of imported cottonseed has increased by 60%, along with its oil that soared by 20 to 25% compared to last year. This and other factors have influenced the cost of the product. Uzbek Deputy Prime Minister Aziz Abduhakimov proposed launching a new international satellite TV channel Al-Bukhari. According to the official, the new channel could demonstrate the potential of Uzbekistan's pilgrimage tourism in the language of countries with a high share of the Muslim population. During a meeting at the International Islamic Academy of Uzbekistan, the head of the tourism committee also proposed to create an innovative museum and center for religious tourism.
With the introduction of the visa-free regime in 2018 and 2019, the flow of tourists from Indonesia increased by 170%, Malaysia by 158%, Turkey by 154%, from the UAE by 153%. Uzbekistan's positions in the Global Muslim Travel Index soared by 10, and the country entered the top 10 most attractive and with a high level of security and tolerance countries members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation that attract Muslim tourists. At the same time, Uzbekistan was recognized in the Halal Travel Frontier 2020 report as a country that initiated a new trend in the Muslim tourism market, restoring the Islamic heritage, said Deputy Prime Minister. Following the event, the State Committee for Tourism Development inked a memorandum of understanding with the International Islamic Academy of Uzbekistan.
As it stated in a law amendment on measures to improve information security, the Agency of Information Mass Communication is now mandated to notify the bloggers or owners of the websites, groups, or messenger channels to remove or detect prohibited content when applicable.
The changes were made to protect the interests of the individual, society, and the state in the information sphere. The notification is to be sent electronically and must contain a link that is a part of a prohibited content, a page screenshot, as well as the information on responsibility for violation of the law. The owner of the resource, after receiving the notification, must delete the marked information within 24 hours and further inform the authorized body that the content prohibited by law has been removed. It can be done whether on paper or in the electronic form. If the information is not deleted, the authorized body can contact the administration of a social network or messenger, or with a statement of a claim in court. The established procedure applies to all information resources accessible on the territory of Uzbekistan.
On December 21st, the judicial panel of the Supreme Court of Uzbekistan has begun hearing a trial of the Sardoba case behind closed doors. 17 responsible individuals have been charged with the Sardoba reservoir burst that led to displacement of thousands of locals. The accusations were brought against Mr. Holmatov, the former head of Uzbek Railways Construction of Hydraulic Structures Department, and 16 others. Due to the fact that this case is directly related to state secrets, the panel has ordered to conduct a closed court hearing. The defendants are indicted on embezzlement, water reservoir use law violations, abuse of authority, duty of care, forgery, and violation of safety rules for mining, construction, and blasting operations.
President Donald Trump headed to his club in West Palm Beach on Christmas morning for a round of golf, while millions of Americans face the risk of losing jobless benefits this weekend and the threat of a partial government shutdown next week if he refuses to sign a $2.3 trillion coronavirus aid and spending package. The bill is now at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's Florida resort, awaiting his decision.
During the sacred season,
on Christmas Eve, the president hailed the vaccine as a Christmas miracle in a holiday video, alongside First Lady Melania Trump.
We are delivering millions of doses of a safe and effective vaccine that will soon end this terrible pandemic and save millions and millions of lives.
President-elect Joe Biden and his wife, Jill, also sent out a holiday message.
Even as our celebrations are dimmed, we know that this won't be forever, and brighter days are coming soon.
For about 14 million people, the prospect of losing their unemployment benefits hangs over the holidays. If Trump doesn't sign the bill, they will lose their benefits on Saturday, and a partial government shutdown could begin on Tuesday. The president stunned members of both parties when he unexpectedly announced his dislike of the bill, which had taken members of Congress months to negotiate.
I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000.
The president's sudden turn now has Congress preparing to return to work. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the chamber would hold a vote on the stimulus check increase on Monday. The chamber is also scheduled to vote on overriding Trump's veto of a $740 billion bill authorizing the country's defense programs. If the House vote succeeds, the Senate could hold its vote as early as Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Authorities on Friday said investigators have uncovered what could be possible human remains after a vehicle explosion rocked Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas morning in what police say may have been a, quote, intentional act. Nashville Police Chief John Drake.
We have found tissue that we believe could be remains.
Police had earlier said it was uncertain whether anyone was inside the recreational vehicle when it exploded. The parked motorhome exploded in downtown Nashville early Friday morning, minutes after a recorded announcement emanating from the vehicle warned of a bomb. The recorded voice warning, shared widely on social media, said, quote, "This area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now." Buildings were destroyed and at least 3 people were injured in the explosion. Police reported seeing the vehicle and hearing the warning when they responded to an emergency call of shots fired in the downtown tourist area. Officers quickly went door to door in nearby buildings to hustle people to safety and called in the bomb squad, which was on its way to the scene when the vehicle blew up. Andrew McCabe, a former deputy FBI director, told CNN an explosion of this size would likely be investigated as a possible act of terrorism, whether domestic or foreign.
Es una sola inyección, no causa dolor.
Several countries across Latin America began receiving vaccine deliveries this holiday week, bringing some the gift of hope for brighter days ahead. Mexico inoculated its first person against COVID-19 amid a pandemic that has killed 120,000 people in the country and battered the economy, celebrating a Christmas rollout. The Pfizer vaccine was given to 59-year-old nurse Maria Irene Ramirez, head nurse at the intensive care unit of Mexico City's Rubén Leñero Hospital.
Es el mejor regalo que pude haber recibido en el 2020.
It's the best gift in 2020 I could have got, and this means that I can go on now with more security to move ahead in this war against an invisible enemy.
Enemigo invisible.
Pfizer's is the first COVID-19 vaccine to reach Mexico, which has also signed deals for vaccines from other firms. Wednesday's shipment contained only 3,000 doses of the vaccine. Chile received the first 10,000 doses of a 10 million order of the Pfizer vaccine on Thursday, with inoculations of health workers beginning immediately, while in Argentina, some 300,000 doses of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine arrived from Moscow. No COVID-19 vaccine has been approved yet for use in Brazil, Latin America's most populous country, but Brazil has received 5.5 million doses of a Chinese vaccine developed by Sinovac Biotech as part of several trials underway. Brazil's right-wing president, Jair Bolsonaro, however, has pledged not to take any coronavirus vaccine, even if it's approved by Brazil's health authorities.
Michael Jackson's famed Neverland Ranch in California has finally sold, more than 10 years after the pop star died. The singer abandoned the property following his trial on charges of molesting a young boy there. Billionaire investor Ron Burkle, a former family friend and controlling shareholder of private members club Soho House, recently bought the sprawling 2,700-acre estate, his spokesman said on Thursday. The Wall Street Journal said the ranch changed hands for $22 million, according to public records. In 2015, the asking price was $100 million, and in 2017, it was relisted for $67 million. It was renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch several years ago. Jackson died from an overdose of the anaesthetic propofol in 2009 at aged 50. He bought the property in Los Olivos, about 120 miles north of Los Angeles, in 1988 for $19.5 million. Neverland, a name taken from the Peter Pan tale of a boy who refused to grow up, became Jackson's favourite retreat. It famously featured a zoo, a railway and theme park rides. It was also where he entertained children, one of whom brought molestation charges against the singer that resulted in a 2005 trial and Jackson's acquittal on all charges. Jackson vowed never to return to Neverland after the trial. At least 15 people have reportedly died as they waited in queues to cross from South Africa into Zimbabwe in recent weeks. Coronavirus screening is being blamed for delays as migrant workers take longer to get clearance to return home for the holidays. On Wednesday, TV news channel ENCA showed cars and trucks queuing for miles on the narrow road leading to the port, the main crossing point between the two countries. Local media is reporting that a lack of facilities there is causing exhaustion and ill health. The South African government and police have not responded to Reuters' requests for information on the deaths. South Africa, which the United Nations says hosts around 1.5 million Zimbabwean migrants, is suffering a second wave of COVID-19 infections. Authorities suspect the surge in cases has been triggered by a genetic mutation of the disease.
These are the latest stories for today. You may find more on our official website and social media platforms. Goodbye.